How's it guys? Welcome back. I'm Macon and this is Macon Stuff. So today I'm going to show you how I went about building a bed for myself and most times my whole family. And there are now 6 of us, so it's a pretty big family. So let's check it. So right off the bat, I'd just like to apologize. I know it's been roughly 5 weeks since my last upload. But I've been dealing with a bit of personal shit at the moment, and that's about as much as I'm going to say. I know you all probably have enough problems of your own to worry about, so I'm not going to bore you or waste your time with my problems. What I would like to say is I'm in no way, shape or form going to quit making YouTube videos. I just went through a bit of a dip at the moment, but I should be back with an at least weekly upload right about now. So my wife has been asking me to build a bed for quite some time, and I've been putting it off because it seemed pretty daunting. I aptly refer to this project as Bedzilla because this bed was quite a beast to get together, especially by myself. I'm not saying this is the biggest, baddest bed out there, but it is definitely the biggest, baddest bed I've ever built. So these are the rough drawings I came up with initially, and these are the plans I drew up in Fusion 360. The design did change a little as the project progressed. Obviously, I will be making all the necessary changes to that plan and I will be selling it on my website. If there isn't a link in the description right now, then just come back in a day or two and it should be there. This bed is a king size, extra length. I don't know if bed sizes change throughout the world, but where I come from, it is 2 meters long and roughly 1.83 meters wide. If you do get these plans, you might just want to bear in mind the size of your mattress and just adjust some of the measurements according to that. I did run into many problems during this build, particularly in terms of how to join everything together. As you'll see later in the video, I have a particularly tricky flight of stairs all the way up to my bedroom. So basically I had to build this bed in such a way that it could assemble and disassemble, or at the very least build it in such a way that I could take it up in separate pieces and assemble the rest upstairs. The initial idea I was going for, I'll show a picture up here if I can find it on the internet, but I couldn't find that hardware where I live. Secondly, I tried normal screws. They weren't nearly as strong enough to keep the bed together as the bed is pretty heavier. Next, I tried some threaded inserts which I found at a local hardware store. The main problem I had was I couldn't get them tapped into the wood exactly straight, which made it very hard to get the bolts in and tighten them together. So the last resort I went for was really long coach screws or lag bolts, I don't know what you call them, and that worked out perfectly. You'll see I aged all my bolts. If you have any questions about how I did that, you can just post them in the comments below. But I had to go through roughly 3 or 4 cycles of aging different hardware because the stuff I initially wanted to use didn't work, so I had to get new hardware. But all in all, I eventually got through it and I'm very pleased with how it looks, how it sleeps. So you're probably tired of listening to my voice, so let's get on with it and I'll show you how I made it. So I know this was a very long build video. If you managed to make it through, I thank you very much. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you have any questions about my process and how I went about building it, you can post them in the comments below. And if you'd like to support my work and my channel and my life, feel free to purchase some of my plans on my website, and I'll also leave a link to my Patreon down in the description. Speaking of which, I did get a new Patreon a couple of months ago, and sorry, my bad, I haven't mentioned or thanked that person. His name is Andre Thackeray. I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you very much for supporting me on Patreon. I really appreciate it. So until next time, keep making stuff.